Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. We are busy laying the tracks for our first train lines. We have noticed that we have done something silly here. So we're going to go into here, mining. We're going to stop that because you should not be doing that. We need to fill that in again, annoyingly. But okay, that's fine. Mistakes happen. We're okay with that. Let's just pop that in there. It'll get filled in with rock, but that's not a big deal because they've mostly dug out rock. I need a little bit of dirt, but we're going to have train tracks going across there anyway, so not too concerned by that. Okay, what else do we have going on? We are busy throwing dirt in there. The dirt is, when it gets down to about half, I'll stop them. But we're okay for now. They're filling in this a little bit. Do they still have a dumping designation there? They do. That's good because I do want that filled in so we can start getting stations down there. Really, until that's done, there's not a lot more we can be doing. This would be nice to have. Is that now more important than that is the question. Probably. Okay, let's remove all of that then. They have finished off this side though. That's beautiful. That means we can get dirt dumping over there. So let's take dirt off of the global dump for the moment. And let's instead go to our dirt dumpinator, which is you. Your area is currently there. That is fine. We're just going to move you over there. In fact, we're going to move you up to there. And then we are going to say you can start doing it. Let's get rid of this 13 because it's in my way. So 14 up to there, and then 14, all the way to there. And then we want a nice, lovely little slope going down to here. And then a flat 4. Well, yeah, might as well just go up to the edge of the line, I suppose. That's fine. Yeah, let's get that done. That will smooth that surface out. So the question remains, do I want trains coming down here? I kind of do, but I think that might be something we change later on. Do we want to plan for that change? I don't really know how we would plan for that change. We would want, let's think. We would want this coming in. We would want this one turned around so it is sort of teeing up that way, if that makes sense. In fact, let me just get a blueprint so we can just have a look at this. Choose. Green, this one? Yeah. So we would want this one here instead. We would then want another one here. So we could have tracks going up towards the gold mine, tracks coming down here, which will go down here towards this area. But we can't really do that until that slope's in place. If we plan that in now, would we have enough room? I think we probably would, wouldn't we? Okay, let's do it. Let's try and plan for the future, yeah? That makes more sense. So let's get rid of all of that and all of that. And then can we unity all of that, please and thank you? Yes, beautiful. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so then. We would want this probably a bit further back, if anything. So let's delete a bit more of this. Hopefully the train tracks, are they called rail parts? Hopefully they're going in there, which is looking beautifully full now, as are construction parts. We want to increase the size of the construction part boxes. Probably wouldn't hurt, would it? We are low on teraflops. How is our server store looking? Not amazing is the answer, not amazing. But we definitely need some more. Do we have capacity in here? We do. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just chuck in like 10. That gives us a little bit of overhead and hopefully leaves some servers in stock. Yes. Because obviously we're using the servers for one of these, for the iron, isn't it? We are waiting for you to unload. We just need all of that empty. We can't do much about that. That's how we're going to get more sulfur. We could put in another box here to get that empty. Maybe. Yeah, you just come in to fill up on limestone, actually. Interesting. Okay, so over here, we would want this to go in, I think, about here. And then we'd need another one to go in about... It doesn't really matter where over here, but we are going to need to move this pipe temporarily, so let's do that. So we're going to want to go in about here, let's say. Let's bring this pipe back in. And let's get that built, because that's probably quite important. Do we have enough space there for a ramp? I think we do, so let's pop that in. Make sure that actually connects, that would be lovely. So that's that there. We need these connected up. And then we want this to come up here and join into this. But what I want is a lovely 90-degree corner to do that. So let's just go here. Fine, whatever. And then change the angle so it's at a 30. And I want you. And we want you to go there, I think. We need you to change direction. And I think that's in the order. I don't think it is it? It is not. That's okay, because we can just cut this and put that there. Perfect. And then we are going to want another one of those to go there. Yep, but that's now in the wrong direction, of course, so let's change the direction. Join that up. And then bring this in over there. Perfect. Probably wouldn't hurt having another... You did get all of it. Another junction in there as well, although I don't really want them using it. It's just there as a just in case for the moment. Okay, so that looks okay. Is that going to have enough room? Yes. Yes, it will. Okay, perfect. We need that filled in first, really, but that's fine. They are busy filling in this little bit of dirt. That's looking great. Let's speed everything up a little bit. Ooh, I got a bad ankle. I've got a bad ankle and I just leaned on it weirdly. Fine, low supply of poppy, but we're hoping that will be resolved because we added in another poppy farm. What we do have, though, is a huge backlog of stuff coming in, which is going to stop the poppies getting processed as fast. So let's build all of those. And we can't double up the inputs in here, so we'll just have to live with that as it is. We could potentially increase the speed of some of the belts. I mean, if they're full, they're full. They're not full of output, are they? No. Okay, that's okay then. Or we might need to think about upgrading the compost belt, because that's looking like it's going quite fast. The compost goes up here to get turned into dirt. We are pretty full of compost. I would think I would rather have dirt. So if we copy... Oh, it's only left a space between those two, isn't it? If we copy those and pop those in there and in there, and then put you there. Hold shift to confirm replacements. Why would it be a replacement? Okay, that went wrong somewhere. I think it's because they're a weird shape, is it? I think. Okay, so if we just copy... Nope. Copy... Yeah, no, I want all of that as well, don't I? Copy... that. Pop that in there. That should be fine. We have connectors for all of it. So let's also Unity all of that. Just so we can process a little bit more of the compost into dirt. They output 48 dirt. We now have more than 4 of them. So at this point, that needs to be upgraded. So we're actually making too much dirt for a Mark II belt, which is crazy. That should be fine though, because it's, yeah, 48, 50, it's about 200 for the 4 of them, isn't it? Okay. Sweet. It's like a weird little jiggery-pokery thing going on there, but it looks okay. It looks okay. So that get more of that process. They process 24 compost each. We're still seeing compost go down there. If it's 24 compost, that's 50, so that's fine for a Mark II belt. It's hard to tell how much compost we're actually making. Not seeing a lot coming down there. We still have a pretty big backlog, which probably means we need to upgrade that belt. And then probably also that belt, that belt, that belt, that belt, that belt. Is there a Mark I there somewhere? Why does that... Ah, yes, you. You are definitely not helping matters. We might not need all of those upgraded, but we're going to do it now. I upgraded a wrong one. Can we downgrade that? Yes, thank you. I don't know how much flat food we have coming in. A fair bit, a fair bit. Yes, it's backing up to there, but that's fine. I just want to see more coming down to the end, which we're still not really seeing. There is a little chunk of Mark I there. Let's get rid of that. What is this belt? Corn input? Oh, sulfur input. Are we making sulfur somewhere? Don't think so. Oh, yes we are. We're making it right there. So that's been disconnected at some point, problematically. Let's pop that in there and Unity that one. So what's that been stopping? That's been stopping the exhaust scrubbers, which are not ideal. But that should start moving again now. I don't think we get a lot of exhaust, so that's not too much of an issue. Okay, how's this going? This is now flowing pretty much all the way down to the end. They are all backed up with U-shaped goods. That's what I want to see. We should start seeing that coming down, hopefully. Are they all... Or they're not mixers, are they? They're anaerobic digesters. There's not much I can do about increasing that. I could upgrade these to Mark II so they produce more animal feed, which just means we're going to have more animal feed going in here to make more compost. But that might just be a way, if this isn't enough, bearing in mind we are all the way down to the end now. If that isn't enough to process the extra food, then we will just have to turn more of it into animal feed. Which is fine, it's fine. Low supply of water. Where are you? Where are we? Ah, that is the oil processing plant. That's because these keep running out. And I didn't give them a new feed from the main system. I might need to bring one in. So I could just reverse this pipe. because that is supposed to be sending excess water out over to... Well, that's a long pipe. It is a long pipe. Yeah, that sends excess water over to here. If I just reversed that pipe, we would get water going in. I might do that. We'll just keep an eye to see if that keeps cropping up. Let's get rid of that. We don't care. You will get fueled eventually. What are you digging? You're digging down into the gold. That's fantastic. Okay, so how are we doing over here? Let's get this built. So I think we are happy with that now. We would like to bring this down over here at some point, but it's a temporary solution until the rest of that ramp's in place. We'll do this. They should be filling in this with gusto now, which they are. They have finished putting the dirt in over here, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. So dirt will start filling up again. We're not too worried. We could do with an alert on that, which there already is. Tell me if you're 75%, not if you're full. We have a low supply of sulfur. Yes, we do. I'm going to change that to 25%. So I don't think it's the end of the world. We probably still have a lot of sulfur over here. We do. We're turning some of that sulfur into slag. We have so much. That's fine. We have a lot of slag in the buckets for sour water, so that's working fantastically. Woo! All right. So we need to join these two together and also think about having somewhere for the gold and slag and rock to go. I wanted to delete that, not cut that. So let's bring that back to there. You're complaining about pillars. You will sort yourself out. Don't you worry, son. Don't you worry. So we need to get up to here. We don't need to get necessarily up to there. We need to get to somewhere, anywhere that's like there. I only brought it there. I could sweep this down and bring it across. That might make more sense, actually. So let's bring that one back to like there. I don't want any weird jiggery pokery. That is sort of what I want. That is sort of what I want. If we just continue that straight for the moment. And then if we copy this one, I'd like to do the same thing. So we're going to need to bring you out a couple of tiles. Let's go to there. I'd like you to have one singular bend, but that's fine. Bring you to there. That looks quite neat. I'm okay with that. And then you... we need to bring in to like here. And then I want you to connect into this. That is perfect. Thank you. And then you come over to about here, and I'd like you to connect into this. That also looks pretty perfect. Excellent. We can get rid of you and you. We've lost a pillar, so we can just stick another pillar in. That's fine. In fact, it just deleted the blueprint. That's fine. You'll put another one in, and you'll then create a pillar. We'll just check for any weird stop zones that it's put in if they've got a bit too close, but I think we're okay. Beautiful. We also need to unpause that bit if you wouldn't mind. Oh man, this is looking good. This is looking good. I'm so happy with this. So they have pretty much filled in that, except it looks like we've missed a tiny little bit. So let's do that, and then if that is heightened, let's do that so we can start cutting that out. So they are busy just hoovering up rock for us. That is beautiful. They are busy digging down into the gold mine. That is also beautiful. So what's next on our journey to trains? We're probably okay to start thinking about building this up to at least here-ish, I'd have thought. We can put in a station here now, somewhere, somehow. So we want all the ores coming over here. They want the iron, the coal, the copper, the sand, limestone. So we want, what's that? Iron, copper, sand, limestone, coal. So we have 5. We want 5 stations here. And I want rock, slag, and gold to come out here. So I don't know they're going to be the same station format, but let's just copy this for the moment. If we can copy it without the... I don't know if we can, because that might be in the way. That's fine. So let's copy this. Could have just used the blueprints, I suppose. But hey-ho, because we've copied too much now. You know what? Fine, we'll use blueprints. Do I have a blueprint? 2x8 diesel station. Yes, I do. So this we would want to go in here somewhere. And we need to figure out how we're going to do that. And we're going to need 3 stations for this. Is there a nice way of doing this? We also want the stackers in, of course, as well. We probably want all of that flipped around. We just put that there for the moment. We would also need stackers. 10 long red. Yep. So that can go about there and there. Let's just see if we can actually connect that up. So that can go to there. That can... Oh, let's change the angle. You're starting from nothingness. No, it needs to go back a bit, doesn't it? So if we just take those back there, extend this. So that is as far as we can put that. So if we just copy that and put that there, and then we can cut those and pop those in. Bearing in mind they don't have a station on the end yet, let's put them there. Because that gives us a little bit of room, so we could put in a station. 1, 2. Okay. So we'd need to get the inline, which I think is the one, or is on this side. Oh, okay, that's quite helpful. Go me. So I don't mind too much if this is... I would like to keep it to a nice gentle slope, ideally. So we could go to there. Nope. We could go to... there, I think. Which should mean we're able to do... Nope, that does not work. That is not what I want. Nope, I want you to connect to this one. Can we do that? Nope, connect to this one, please, 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 please. So you might have to go all the way up there, which is a little bit fresh. We could give you a steeper slope, which actually the steeper slope doesn't matter because it's an input. As in they'll be going downhill, not up, so it doesn't really matter as much, does it? So that's fine, let's do that. So then they have inputs. So then we need to get this from here. Now ideally we'd like a nice gentle circle here. That might not be feasible. Might have to remove some of the pillars by the look of it. Come on now. Is that where we wanted it, is the question. Yes, so if we could do this, this would be nice. So that one would go there. That one would go there. You've just got yourself stuck. You clown. Go out. Go away. And then we just need this to connect into this. Which would look something like that. Looks about as good as we're going to get it. That's alright, I'm quite happy with that. Now we're not entirely sure that's the stations we actually wanted, because we're probably not going to have separate trains for the gold, the slag and the rock. We'll probably have joint trains, but at least we have it in place, we know what we're doing. That fits, that looks quite nice. Not entirely thrilled with this bit of track, but it's not the end of the world. So what would we want for that? We would probably... Could we just do them all on one train? We could just have like one train that goes back and forth and carries it all, couldn't we? Okay, I have returned. So I think probably one train coming up here is going to be a better idea. So if we have just one train coming up here, what do we think we could get away with? This would probably be a 2-engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We could get away with 12 carriages, which would be 4 for each. I'm assuming these have the same. If we 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we could get away with 12 to keep that 12% grade requirement. Which is going to change things slightly because it means the stacker is no longer anywhere near big enough. The station is the wrong size. So if we design a very quick 12 size station. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then we would need 4 buildings. We want a unit station module. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of all of that because I don't think we're going to use that. Now it might be that we use... Maybe we use 2 smaller trains just so we can fit the stacker in. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And then we want a similar setup for that for the unit stuff, but we're not too worried about doing that straight away. So if we... in fact, no, let's just leave that there. Let's... I'm just going to copy all of this and pop this somewhere whilst the game freaks out. Can I fit you in up here somewhere? There? Yeah, cool. That's fine. And then if we delete all of that, delete, I'm going to leave that bit in place because we will need something there anyway, but we can get rid of that and that. So if we had this in over here, if we just bring this back a bit and we bring a nice, gentle, lovely 90-degree turn in. He says, lovely, nice, gentle 90-degree turn. That would go to... Oh, you had it. That would go to there. So this would go about... Let's put it there so we've got a little tiny bit of extra room just for stuff. Then we would need a bigger stacker. So if we go into our blueprints and we go to the 10 long red and we say that is going to go, we need to leave room for a station. So let's put you there. Thank you. Let's grab a station, pop the station in there, but it's too close. It would merge the station group. So we need to put you back a little bit. So you are going to go there. Nope, I want track. You would connect to there. Is that straight? Yeah. Okay. Now that could come a bit closer, but there's not a lot of room to get that. That'd be very close to the edge, and then I would like to leave 5 tiles there at least, which is the size of storage. Yes, so that's about as close as it's going to get. That's fine. So then if we take this and we cut off all of the curvy segments, which go up to there. Just pop that there for the moment. And then we want a piece of track in the middle of all of those that goes from about there. I want to go from there. I want to leave a couple of spaces either side. 1, 2, which is going to go to here, and 1, 2. So I would need it to be this long in the middle of the stacker. So if we go to about here, here-ish. And then we just copy all of these and we say yep and yep. And then this one we will just do manually because it didn't want to work. So that would go up to there. And then we can cut this, stick this back on the end. Oh, I see what I did. Stick this back on the end. Is that now way too long? No, fine. So that is the size stacker we would need. We could make it a little bit bigger if we felt we needed to, but that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trains doing this run. That doesn't seem so bad to me. So this would fit in there, which I think looks, oh, that looks quite nice actually, doesn't it? So let's get rid of that. I think that looks okay. The other problem we would have though is we would need this and a stacker to fit in here somewhere. So that's more of a problem. So we probably want to leave room for that to expand. Oh no, actually, it's not that much of a problem. I take it back. Although we do have to get that turning around, don't we? Which I think we're going to have to accept is not going to be a lovely green curve. Which way is the input? Which is right-hand drive, isn't it? Train tracks. Train tracks, that. Yes. So we would want the output to go around that way. So we would want to cut all of this, put this down pretty close to the bottom here, leaving 5 tiles for stuff to move. If we just put that there for the minute. Nope, actually please connect to the train track. There we go. Yeah, so we're not going to get away with a 30. Let's go for a lovely yellow curve instead. I want to bring that in. If we go to there, is that enough room? No, so bring it back 1. So in fact, leave that there for the moment, because then what I want is a piece of track which is going to go here. I want it butting right up against that one. Let's bring that back to there. And then I want you to connect nicely into this, which would be like that. Then we can delete that bit of track. So that's what that would look like. We could then take this and move this up a bit closer. Are we going to want to expand? We've already got double capacity for the gold, so we're probably not going to expand that one anytime soon. So let's just make sure we leave 5 tiles of space either side. And if we pop it down there. I mean, yeah, I think we've left exactly 5 tiles of space there. And yep, we have 5 tiles of space all the way through there. So that's where that would want to go. Then we need to get this coming down here. Can we get that at a lovely 30 degrees? I think we could. Because you want to connect to this one. But I want you to do it nicely. I also want you to avoid that bit of land there if we can. So if we go to there, go flat to there, go to there, bring you just out straight to there. You would then go up to about here. Nope, bring you down a bit. Yep. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We can live with it. Let's put a bridge in here. I was looking for something, but we don't have it. So let's pop this in over here. What do you mean collision? Oh, because that goes at a stupid angle. Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, that's not really good for us. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. So in fact, let's pop this in now so we know that it's in place and we know how much extra room we have to work with. You and then want to come up to here. That is perfect. That is exactly what I want from you. Thank you very much. We do need to get this built so they will actually go across it. We never actually got that one built. We do have enough to do that. That is fantastic. Not a big fan of having all these crossings over here because it could delay the trains quite significantly. We're going to have crossings somewhere. We can stop this one being blocked, but this one and or this one, not so much, I don't think. And then we want this track to come, nope. This track to come in to about here. And then want you to come down at a lovely, nice curve. Oh, that's probably fine. It's probably fine. You can come in there. And then to there. And then bring you straight down to there. And then you, I would like you to connect into this in a lovely, nice way, which I think is like that. If we just do a quick check for no stop sections. Yes, there's one there. That's fine. There is none others that have come in where that's going. Oh, that's exactly what we want. That's amazing. I did not think we were going to get that in there, but we have. So if they want to get to here and they're here, there's a little bit of a trip around to get there. There's not a lot we can do about that, but I'm okay with that. Oh man, we're doing lots of planning. We haven't got trains yet, but we're doing lots of planning. Can you save like train blueprints? I don't think you can you? No. Oh, this train is too long for the depot, so we are going to need to have another one of these. If we get that built, is that then too long for the depot? We'll have to wait for it to finish building first, I suppose. Looks like the forest is keeping up with the wood requirements. That's great. We are going to have to obviously put in belts and connectors to get the gold and the rock and... What's the other one for? It doesn't really have a purpose. Oh, it was the slag, wasn't it? It was the slag that's in here. We need to get that down there. That'll stop us doing that. Oh, we were also thinking about maybe bringing in sand and stuff, weren't we? Because we've got sand requirement up here. And filter media. Ooh. That changes everything. Okay. Well, we'll think about that in a little bit, shall we? Could we get that one built? Thank you. How are we doing down here? Pretty darn well is the answer to that, I think. Still got a fair bit to go. I'd like, yeah, all of that filled in, really, because we're going to need a fair bit of space for it. So, yeah, if we're going to take sand, you can't load and unload in the same things, can you? That would be silly. That would be very silly. But I do need the same train to do it. Well, there's not a lot of slag, is there? So we could say 2 of these, because how much do they carry? 240. I mean, the slag bucket only holds like 400, doesn't it? Yeah. How much slag do we produce? Where does the slag come from? It only comes from this. That only produces 60, if that's running. That is piped into these. These produce 27, so say 30, 60, 120. That needs 108 to run, so most that's going to be running 1 and a bit every 60. So yeah, actually, what I think we'll do then is we will say we'll do 4 for rock, 2 for sand, 2 for slag. Input sand, output slag, and then 4 to get the gold down. 4 to get the gold down is probably a bit much. It'd be nice if we could get the filter media up as well. Just to stop that sort of truck journey, because the filter media is made all the way over here. I don't think we're making any on site up there, are we? I'm pretty sure we're not. I'm pretty sure we just said put a bucket down, fill it up. Yeah. So if we can get filter media up as well, then we're using quite a lot of the train then, aren't we? So it's 1 for filter media, 1 for sand. How much sand do you use? You don't use sand. Where does the sand go? Sand goes down here. Well, you're using, yeah, tiny amounts of sand, and you're using tiny amounts of filter media. Okay, cool. 2 for slag, 1 filter media, 1 sand. Sweet. That's what we're going to do. So that's all going to have to change. That's absolutely fine. Let's get this in. What's all this about? Low supply of water. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you do. What's your alert on at the moment? 50. Let's change that to 25. In fact, if it's draining this one first before this one, let's get rid of that one. And tell me if this one is empty. Tell me if this one is 50% empty. Because if that one's 50% empty, well, then we're in trouble. Haul truck. Oh, there's all sorts of things going on. Water resource getting low. Fine. Haul truck struggling to find a destination it can reach. Because you've managed to block yourselves in. Yeah. Yeah, you have. Don't really know how you managed that. And unfortunately, the only other thing we can really do is just fill that in again. Because you're stupid. Yeah. Okay. What are you carrying? Rock and dirt. If I tell you, you can dump rock and dirt. You're going to go there and hopefully put enough in that people can get out. Little trucks can get out. You still can't quite get there. But hopefully we will get some more rock and dirt down there. I don't think we're going to. Why wouldn't you go down there and dump there? Because you'd already had something planned in, I guess. I think we'll just leave that for the minute. I think coal's okay. And it's not backing up, unfortunately, but coal's okay. We'll just see if that sorts itself out. Low supply of poppy, that is going down quite a lot. We did put in a second poppy farm, didn't we? Did we? Yeah, we've got one there. Is that poppy? No, that's poppy. So one there. I think I changed the wrong thing somewhere. I think it was this one, which is making canola. Let's change that to poppy. Okay, let's see if that sorts that. Low supply of sulfur, fine. Still fine, I think. I'm not overly concerned. This, I'm fine with this. I don't know if it's suitable. I don't know if we have enough space. We could definitely increase this with another station. This side, slightly more problematic. I mean, all we'd have to really move saying that is this one here to put another station in above it. So it's probably not the end of the world. Right. High fuel gas, fine. Full of hydrogen, full of diesel. That's not a problem. Happy with that. Forestry designations outside of the forester. I'm also kind of fine with that, I think. Yeah, you got enough. You got enough. In fact, I could even increase this bit over here a little bit. Wherever you can get trees there, and you might as well come down a bit more as well. Why not? If you can get those, fill that section in. I will just get rid of those so it stops complaining, and then just, yeah, fill in a few more there. Keep yourselves busy, keep yourselves busy. Awesome. They're busy tearing through that mountain still. You are struggling to find a destination you can reach because you have finished mining out all of that. That is great. Let's just get rid of all of that. And I want you to come down. Why is that at 5? I want you to come in at 4. and then come down to like, oh, I don't know, let's say minus, how much more does that go down? A fair bit. Let's try that. And then we'll see if you are going to do something incredibly stupid and get yourselves entirely stuck. So let's just do that, give you a little staging ground. Cool. Oh, all those trucks come tearing back, look. Okay. So we need to get this sorted. We don't really need to design that. We already have the design over at the source area. I think I'm okay to build all of this, though. Well, no, let's finish. We didn't get this design, did we? How are we doing for time? Coming to 50 minutes, okay. So what did we do here? We put in 1 at height 1. Yep, we put in a flat lift, which went here. And got flipped, so you would go there. And there. I think you need to get flipped again. I think I flipped you the wrong way, that's fine. So flippity flippity. Little belt in there, little belt in there. And then we put you into there. You into there, thank you. And you into there. Oh, we might need to change these around anyway. So if we flip you, put you there. Cut you, flip you. I did the wrong thing, put you there. Perfect, we're going to need to change a bit of this anyway. The other thing I want to do is I do want to pipe diesel up to these areas. I know we've had diesel tanks up here. Historically, I don't really want that anymore. I just want to have diesel piped up. So we're going to run diesel pipes all over the map for this. I don't want trucks having to ferry diesel back and forth for the trains when we can just do it like that. So, what on earth did I do? Or I started you at 1. So you're the same height. So you're going to go there. You're going to go there. Excellent. So that's what we want there. We probably need to change these to get the heights different. So let's delete you, delete you. We want a U-shaped lift starting there. You're going to go there. And then one here. U-shaped, thank you. Which I think is going to go there to keep the heights different. Although belts need 2 tiles to go over. And you're at height 4, so that's definitely not right. What height are you at? Height 5? What height are you at? Height 6. Oh, interesting. You can start at height 6. Okay, so you're definitely no good. Can I just... No, because you were the same height. Pop you in there. So that would be where we would want it. But yeah, that's not going to go over the top because they need to be 2 different. So you would need to go there and go there. You could then go over there. What do we say we're going to do with this? 4 for rock. 1 sand. 1 filter. 2 slag. I think that's what we said, isn't it? So this one's going to need to change completely anyway. But that's those 2 in place. And I could even bring that up to height 4 there. You would need to be flipped, however, which means you need to be flipped because you're facing the wrong way, which means you need to be flipped. Same with you and you and you. So you... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would need to come over to here. Did I not just flip you? Weird. Still somewhere flipped the wrong way. Should go this way, go this way. Yeah, okay. Don't know why I had to do that like 5 times. Fine. You're going to go into there. Yeah, and you're going to output the gold over there into those. So that's that one done. You, I said, were going to be rock. Let's bring you up to height 4. Let's try and get your pillars to match. Thank you. The rock is up there. So let's bring you to... No, let's bring him one over. Bring you to here. To here. That's fine. And then we need to try and think a little bit carefully because we don't want to block off access to the dirt. But if we do that, that should be fine. In fact, it looks like we could come all the way back to there. Okay, so that's rock done, although they're not bringing in a lot of rock anymore, but I think rock's more important than the dirt. If we need to, we can always make it 2 rock, 2 dirt, but for now that's fine. So then we need filter media, sand, and slag. So if we do the filter media first, because it is the closest, we would want you to come over here, go up to height 3, turn that off. We want you to go under there. I'd want you to go there for the moment. No, let's bring you back a couple. We're going to flip you around. Because you, oh no, you are right. You are taking filter media out. We're going to want a U-shaped lift, which is going to go here up to height 3. And then join those together. Fine, you're being weird. You want to put a connector in there. Fine, you put a connector in there. Whatever. That works. So that's the filter media in. That stops that having to be delivered. We then have sand in, which would have to connect to there. So if we bring you to here, bring you up to 1, you have to go all the way around there. That's a bit annoying. Can we bring you up quicker? And then can you fit through in a nicer way? No, you really, really can't. Okay, so you need to go to height 2 anyway, so let's bring you to there. No, in fact, let's just bring you around here. And then to there, and then slag we will deal with when it comes to it. So you're going to go there. You're going to come over to here. We want a flat lift. Nope, we want a U-shaped lift, which is going to go this way. This is sand, so we do want you to go there. Ah, that's why that's doing that, because we want you set to unload, and we want you set to unload. So we want you to flip. That's why it put the connector box in there. I'm going to get rid of that. I didn't want to do that. Let's put you back in there. Put you up to... And then we can put a nice little bit of... Stop it. Stop copying buildings. Copy the track. That's because magnets off. There we go. That's better. You are not the right height. So let's change that. So we want you to go in there. You're going to come up to there. And then we want you to connect together like that. That is sand done. Excellent. Then we want... Is it worth putting a balancer in to split it between the two? No, because it's going to 50-50 anyway, isn't it? So we want you to come out, go up to height 1, which takes you to there, and then you're not going to be able to come around there nicely? No, fine. We're just going to put lifts in. So you, we want to go there. You, we want to go there. You, we want to come across at height 1. I'm just going to put you there for the moment because I'm going to connect that into there. The belts are going the right way. We're going to bring you all the way in over to here-ish. Then to here. And then you're going to connect into that. Oh, amazing. Amazing. The only thing for the moment is I don't think trucks can get to the filter media anymore. Because we have completely blocked that in, but no one's complaining yet, so we'll just leave that. We might move the filter media out somewhere else, potentially. How are we doing for saplings? Not amazingly. We could upgrade this to get more saplings, but honestly, I think we're doing all right. If we upgrade it, what are the additional requirements for a greenhouse? Let's have a little look. Food, greenhouse, 16 and 3.9. You are 10 and 1.3. Do you know what? You're probably fine like that then. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so you built that, you built that, you built that, you've built that. Is that enough for that train? Yes, it is. Which is all of those. Beautiful. Okie dokie. So we're probably good to start building this then. I'm quite happy with that. We need to set this stuff up as well. We can build that though. I think we can also get this built. And not all of that because that's going to start building things I don't want. But we can get that built and I think you're already building almost all the belts. Yeah, we'll get that last little belt done there. But that should be fine. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is going really, really well. So we're at about the hour mark. We still need to get this station in, but we need this to be filled in until we can start doing that really. If we have a quick little look-see doodle, it's going to be about that size. And yeah, we definitely need a bit more room to maneuver there, don't we? We might even have to fill in a bit more to get that. But it is going to fit. We just need that little bit of extra space there to do it. And we need extra rock to do that. And right now, all the rock is going into these to make gravel because we are making oodles of train tracks, which is where all these trucks are going. But we are getting there. I would have liked to have had a train going already. But really until, I suppose once this is done, we can get this one going, can't we? Oh, exciting. Woo! Cool, okay. So that's what we're going to do next time. I'm not going to do that now. That'll be the next thing we do, but I don't want to do that now at the end of a video. So next video, we are going to finish getting this built. We are finished getting this built. And then we are going to get our first train running gold, slag, sand, and filter media. Exciting times on the island. Exciting times. Amazing. So it's a slightly shorter video. I say shorter. What I mean by that is it's a slightly more reasonable length video rather than being shorter. As always, I hope you're enjoying Captain of Industry. If you are, have you all got yourself stuck? No, but that is... Oh, I see. Okay, that's fine. Let's very quickly do that. I don't really know how we managed that. There we go. You're probably going to get yourself stuck again, but fine, whatever. Cool. So that's that sorted. We should actually have extra poppies coming in at some point. We've dealt with the extra food that was coming in. That is being processed and turned into all sorts of things. We are turning more compost into dirt, although perhaps not quite enough. That is probably because we don't have enough of this, because that uses 24. That makes 144. So that's 50. Oh no, actually I should just be making enough, but that probably isn't a fast enough belt to accommodate it anymore. That's more the problem, isn't it? So let's upgrade you, you, and you, and you, and then we will actually build all of those, shall we? Do you think that would help? Do you think that would get us processing that compost faster? I think you're right, you clever little Jimmy Jammies. I don't know what I'm going for. Cool. All right. Hope you're continuing to enjoy Captain of Industry. If you are, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. I will see you next time. And as always, no microchips. No microchips at all. Okay, that's something for us to deal with next time as well. We don't have alert on that. I'm going to put an alert on that to remind myself next time that that's something we need to look at. Because that's a problem. No microchips, no electronics 3, no electronics 3, no maintenance 3, no electronics 3, no servers, no iron. Problem city. Amazing. I will see you next time. And as always, thank you so very, very much for joining me.